People are naturally drawn to those who are confident. True confidence, however, implies knowledge and ability. Without these, we are just demonstrating bravado, which can be annoying, embarrassing, or even dangerous. How do we give our children and grandchildren the gift of confidence? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, for those of you new to my channel, I'm Dr. Creadon Wright. I'm a board-certified family physician with over 33 years' experience treating patients. Now that I've retired, I have the time to share the wisdom that I've gained from my education and patient interactions. And you have the ability to benefit from this without having to live through med school, residency, and patient care yourself. When life becomes difficult, we tend to turn to confident people to guide us through the hard times. Most of us would love to see our children and grandchildren develop confidence, but how do we give them this precious gift? In order to bestow this gift, we first need to be sure we understand what it is. The word confidence comes from the roots con, meaning with, and fidelity, meaning faithfulness or authenticity. Confidence is not speaking loudly or making broad gestures. It is calmly and self-assuredly knowing what to do in a given situation. When I was a resident and had to run codes in the hospital, I initially found it terrifying that I had an entire team looking to me for direction when a patient's heart had stopped or was in a bad rhythm or they weren't breathing. There's a joke in medicine that the first thing you need to do when called to a code is check your own pulse. As with most jokes, there is a grain of truth to this. When faced with life or death situations, it's common to first feel a rush, close to panic, wondering if you yourself will survive the situation. But then I would take a deep breath, and as I ran to the bedside, I would remind myself that I was certified in ACLS and had been trained with the knowledge of what to do in this situation. I made sure to give my instructions calmly and clearly, both to be well understood by the team, but also to provide an aura of competence to the team. We knew what we were doing. We had been trained for this. As each instruction was completed, I would acknowledge the action with a thank you, both to keep the atmosphere polite and professional, as well as to reinforce to the team that they were indeed doing the right things. If I had begun shouting instructions or showing signs of panic, or leaving out the reinforcement of thanking my team for their actions, the situation might have deteriorated into chaos as the team might have doubted my abilities. Or if I acted as though I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't, a medical disaster could have resulted. So in order to help our children and grandchildren become confident, we need to truly understand what confidence entails. And it is this: calm, decisive actions based on a foundation of knowledge and competence. So there are really three aspects to this character trait of confidence that need to be developed. Let's start with calmness in a stressful situation. To help your child remain calm in a stressful situation, work with them on coping strategies. Teach them to take a slow, deep breath before facing the situation. This can be followed by clenching and then relaxing muscles, such as making a fist and then relaxing it, to physically contrast the tense, then relaxed state. After these two brief readying activities, they will then be ready to calmly address the stressful situation. If the tensing and relaxing motions are better not being seen by others, clenching and releasing the toes can also work well. The next component of confidence is decisiveness. In order to be confident in our actions, we must be able to make a decision and follow through on it. For some children, decisiveness comes naturally. For others, this trait may need a little nurturing. Start with simple things. Offer your child some choices where there is no wrong answer. Give them 2 choices for their afternoon snack. Or let them pick their outfit for the day from several options that you lay out for them. This allows them to see that their choices can have good results. As they get older, offer them some choices with a little risk involved. Nothing that's truly dangerous, of course, but a decision that allows them to understand and learn from the consequences of their decisions. For example, you may want them to wear a jacket when they are playing in your backyard. They choose not to wear one. You make the judgment that it's safe to be without a jacket, but perhaps just a little uncomfortable. They may have to stop their outdoor play and come in to get a jacket if they start getting cold. From this, they've learned that they can recover from a bad decision and they may make a better decision the next time. But by experimenting with their decisions, they learn how to make decisions. It's sometimes said that the path to making good decisions is by making bad decisions. Your job is to encourage decision making, but working to ensure the health and safety of your child along the way. The third component of confidence is competence based on a foundation of knowledge. Knowledge is the base for achieving competence. You should first learn the rules of the game, but it is practice after understanding the rules that makes you competent. To help your child or grandchild gain knowledge and competence, pay attention to what interests them and nurture that interest. Expose them to a variety of activities that the world has to offer. If you have a special skill or interest, allow them to observe when possible as you hone your craft and answer their questions to the best of your ability. Let them watch as you whip up a gourmet meal, fix a car, practice that concerto, or train for that marathon. As they increase in age and ability, help them to be able to participate in an age-appropriate manner when possible. See if languages, sports, music, dance, building, creating, science, technology, or problem solving sparks their interest. If they are interested in something you know nothing about, work together to find a coach, role model, or instructor to allow their knowledge and competence to grow. Be there to listen and support them as they learn from their mistakes, so that eventually it becomes second nature to them to respond to stressful situations in a calm, decisive, and competent manner, whether it's singing a solo or saving people from a burning building. And you will smile to yourself and think, how did I ever end up with such an amazingly confident child? If you are finding value in this series on the most precious gifts that you can give your children or grandchildren, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this information with your friends. My next video will focus on the gift of creativity.